My wife wanted open marriage and now I have a new lover and she is regretting her decision. It all started when my wife dropped a bombshell on me. She wanted an open marriage. At first, I was shocked and hurt. How could she want to be with other people when we were supposed to be committed to each other? But she explained that she felt stifled and restricted in our relationship, and she wanted the freedom to explore other connections. I tried to be understanding and open-minded, but it was hard. I couldn't shake the feeling of betrayal and jealousy. However, I loved my wife and I wanted her to be happy, so I reluctantly agreed to try this new arrangement. It wasn't long before my wife started seeing other people. At first, it was just casual dates and innocent flirtations. But then she started spending more and more time with a particular man, and I could tell that there was something more than just friendship between them. I felt a pang of jealousy and insecurity, but I tried to push those feelings aside. After all, I had given my consent to this open marriage, and I couldn't go back on my word now. But deep down, I couldn't help but feel hurt and neglected. One day, a colleague of mine asked me out for drinks after work. I hesitated at first, unsure if it was appropriate given my new marital status. But then I remembered that my wife was seeing someone else, so why couldn't I explore new connections too? I agreed to meet my colleague, and we hit it off right away. She was smart, funny, and beautiful. We talked for hours, and I felt a connection that I hadn't felt in a long time. It was refreshing and exciting to be around someone who was interested in me and wanted to get to know me on a deeper level. As we continued to see each other, I found myself falling for her more and more. She was everything I had been missing in my marriage. She made me feel alive and appreciated. I was drawn to her like a magnet, and I couldn't resist the pull of her charm and warmth. But as my relationship with my new lover blossomed, I noticed a change in my wife. She seemed distant and unhappy, and I could tell that she was regretting her decision to have an open marriage. She no longer had the same spark and enthusiasm that she once had, and I could see that she was struggling with her feelings for me and her new partner. I tried to talk to my wife about our relationship and how we could work through our issues, but she was closed off and defensive. She refused to acknowledge that she was having second thoughts about our open marriage, and she accused me of being selfish and insensitive. I was torn between my love for my wife and my growing feelings for my new lover. I didn't want to hurt anyone, but I couldn't deny the fact that my heart was leading me in a different direction. I felt trapped and conflicted, unable to choose between the two women who had captured my heart in different ways. In the end, I had to make a difficult decision. I couldn't continue to live in limbo, torn between two worlds. I had to be honest with myself and with my wife about my feelings, even if it meant facing the pain and uncertainty of change. I sat down with my wife and had a heart-to-heart conversation about our marriage and the future. I told her that I loved her, but I couldn't ignore the fact that our relationship had changed and that I had found someone else who made me happy in a different way. It was a painful and heartbreaking conversation, full of tears and regrets. But in the end, we both knew that we had to let go and move on. We had grown apart and lost sight of what was truly important in our relationship. And so, I found myself starting a new chapter in my life with my new lover by my side.
It wasn't easy to leave behind the familiar and comfortable, but I knew that I had to follow my heart and pursue happiness and fulfillment in a way that felt right for me. As I looked back on the journey that had led me to this moment, I couldn't help but feel grateful for the lessons learned and the growth experienced. Life was full of unexpected twists and turns, but as long as I stayed true to myself and followed my heart, I knew that I would find my way to a brighter and more authentic future.